So I really wanted to film this to kind of make a commitment to myself and also just talk about how kind of recovering isn't linear. So if you've watched my female athlete triad video, you'll know that I've had a lot of issues with the female athlete triad and basically disordered eating and body image and stuff like that. Basically anything to do with mental health or anything like that, it's not linear. You don't suddenly just get better. There's ups and downs on the journey to like healing, and you sometimes progress and then regress, but if you're persistent, you always end up progressing again and getting there. That's why you have to be patient and persistent at all of these type of things. Okay, one thing a lot of people ask me is, have you got your period back yet? And no, I don't, but I'm not at a healthy weight still, and I'm like, okay, in my video I explained how my coach let me increase my training when I got to 50 kilos, which is still really small for me. I'm 170 centimeters, and at that weight I still don't have enough body fat because I do have a lot of muscle mass, but I got to that weight. And then she let me increase training, and then because my training was so much harder, I couldn't maintain that and I kind of dropped again. But I also kind of, because like mindset is still a huge thing, I also, hello. Oh, come on. Okay. So I also, I don't know, I just got into a bad mindset because I was like, oh, I'm not as lean as I was when I was really underweight. So I was kind of just like, I guess I just got caught up in not having enough calories again. And this is so hard to explain, but basically, she likes to just sit like this. Anyway, yeah, so I was at like an okay-ish weight for a bit, but then my training increased, and I also was kind of used to being so lean and small that I thought, oh, I'm not as lean as I was before, like, and I didn't make an effort to eat a lot, and I kind of just dropped and was back to being the same weight as I was before. Not the lowest, but I've just been the same weight for a few months, and it's not a good enough weight for me, and I don't, like, I'm just used to not having enough body fat and looking like that I'm like, I got scared when I had enough body fat. And like, I was talking to one of my best friends and training partners about how I know I don't have a period because I don't have enough body fat, and I never thought this out to myself even. I guess like subconsciously I felt like that, but I never thought it until I said it to her, and I said, I guess I'm scared to get a period because it means I have enough body fat, and it means I have body fat basically. And then as soon as I said it, I was like, wow, that's how I've been feeling. Like deep down, every time I try to put on weight, like I'm just like, well, I don't want to have body fat because everyone's like, no body fat, wow, like you must be elite or whatever. And then I was just like this was like the other week, and I was just like, oh my gosh, now that I've said that to myself, I am able to be like, well, you have to get over that. But anyway, so basically I've been at like 48 and in the 48 kilo mark for the last few months, and that's really small for me. Like, to answer the question, I don't have a period yet, but I haven't been working on it enough. Like, it hasn't been something I've been like even though I was doing well when I made that video, I haven't consistently been like getting healthy. So when I realized I was like afraid to have a period, I don't know, I've just been assessing that a lot over the last week. And like, honestly, I don't know, I just kind of realized over the last week, like, stuff this, like, enough's enough. Like, I've had enough of being so worried about how I look. And obviously I know it's saying it's one thing and doing it is another thing, but I was like, it's been so long, I've had enough of the struggle between, do I put my sport and health first? Like, do I choose to put my sport first, or am I too scared to not look really, like, to not have a certain body image? Like, I literally I was just like, I have to pick, because I just thought, if I can't be healthy and get a period and be at a good body weight, looking a certain way, like the way I want to look, or looking really lean, then I can't be that lean. It's simple as that. Like, I can't, like, if it's a choice between looking a certain way, like being really lean and thin, or being healthy and my sport, then I'm going to have to pick my sport. And I was like, that's been something I've known for a while deep down, but I guess I was scared to admit I can't do the, like, be healthy and do good, like, and succeed at what I want to do if I don't look this way. So I was scared to give that away. But then I was like, no, that doesn't matter. Like, so I was like, nah, I've had enough. How I look can, like it doesn't matter. Like, obviously, like, I'm not going to suddenly, like, let myself go or whatever. Like, I still want to be healthy and athletic, but, like, I'm not going to be, like, I just can't be obsessive and be like, I'm trying to stay extremely tiny and lean, because that is literally detrimenting my health and my sport. And I was just like, I felt so much better as soon as I just said to myself, I can't do both. I have to pick, and I'm just finally going to give in to my sport and my health. Because before, I guess I knew deep down, but I didn't want to say I tried to do both. I was like, I'm going to get good at my sport and health and be as healthy as I can while not having enough body fat and staying really lean. But now I realize you just can't, like, and yeah, so I realized if I can't be healthy and do well at my sport looking like this, then I can't look like this. And I had to just say to myself, like, how you look does not matter. Like, just get over it, kind of. Like, and not that savagely, but I was just like, no, like, whatever, I'm putting running first. And that's what I have to just do when I'm like, if I ever think I'm worried about my body image, I'm just like, well, I'm putting my sport first now. Like, that's so much more important to me. That's more important to me. Like, and just keep reminding myself, if I feel bad about pushing myself to eat more, I'm just reminding myself, do you want to be fast? Like, I just think about running. Do you want to get better again? Because really being this, like, kind of lean and underweight has detrimented, obviously it's, like, not been great for running. And, like, I've just noticed after my injury, I've been, like, able to increase training slowly over the last few months. I've explained this in a few videos, but it's gotten to a point now where I'm, like, struggling because I don't have enough, like, I'm not healthy enough to be, like, training so hard. And I should be able to do, like, the amount of training I'm doing and, like, not die. So, like, I don't know, for example, like, the first session where it hit me was, like, last week, and I literally, in our endurance session, I felt so horrible. And I was, like, telling, like, my coaches, I was just like, I feel so bad. And I was just like, I don't know why, I just feel, like, so flat and I can't. And then, like, yeah, Kurt was like, I was like, I don't know if it's from not being at a good weight. And they were like, you're a smart girl. Like, yes, in simple words, yes it is, you need to eat. And I was like, yes, I know this, but, like, I don't know, sometimes hearing it from someone like that makes it more real, makes you feel better, makes you feel like, okay, yeah, I do need to eat more. Like, I don't know. Like, we had some 200 reps, and obviously it's not going to be like you're running your best time because you have multiple reps with not much rest in between. And I've lost so much speed from the injury and stuff. But, like, I did, like, couple of 30-second 200s, and I was just like, my PB is 25 seconds. This is from when I was 16 before being injured. And I was like, to go, oh, my PB's in the 25s. Like, at training during that time, if I was running endurance 200s, we'd be doing, like, 27s or 28s, like, a couple of seconds off our PB. And then I was like, and now I'm, like, doing 30s. Obviously, I know I got lost speed from being injured, but I was also just like, it shouldn't be this hard. Like, and then they were like, look, there's nothing of you. Like, this is, like, you're going to have to go up in distance if you don't get to a healthy weight again, because you have no power on you. Like, you're, like, if you're breaking down, you can't push your body and do, like, high intensity stuff and have speed. But yeah, so I was like, I miss how I used to be when I was, like, 17, which is the age when I got injured. So before I got injured, when I was 17, and I was, like, coming 4th and 5th in my event, so 400 hurdles in my age in the country, like, at nationals. I was not concerned. I ate so much, and I trained hard, and I wasn't concerned about calories. Like, I always ate healthily, like, I didn't ever have junk food, but I wasn't worried about calories and body image. Like, obviously we all care a bit about body image, but I wasn't so obsessed. It didn't matter to me because I was like, running mattered to me. And I was like, I miss being like that. And then I was like, well, then why don't you just be like that? Yeah, life's too short to be obsessing over how you look and food when it could sacrifice the things that you love doing and your health. At the end of the day, like, your physical body is temporary. You're going to get old one day, you're going to die one day, and life is temporary, and what matters isn't how you look during it. It's the memories you made, the people that you made connections with, your relationships, the people you love, the people's lives you changed, the memory, like the things that you did that made you feel good. So at the end of the day, when I like am old and dying, I'm gonna regret if I just chose to be really lean and have a certain and be so obsessed with body image, and I could have done more, like done what I loved. I will be like, wow, my body's about to die anyway. I could have made all these great memories and like done things that I wanted to do, instead of worried so much about how I looked that it detrimented everything else in my life. And another thing we're talking about, because me and my training partner were talking to like my coach's husband, who also coaches us, and they're ex-Australian athletes there, and he was like, some of the stuff he said just like put so much perspective, and it was just things that made me just be like, stuff it, this is it. I'm like, stuff body image. I want to be who I was, and healthy, and get into like, I want my sport back and my health and life back. And like some of the things he said, because we were like talking about how some people can be like, have defined abs or be shredded and be at a healthy weight, and have a period, and that's just how their body works, and everybody's body is different. And he was like, he was just saying like, everybody's body is different. You like, no one cares what you look like, it's only you. So he just said, just try and get, he was like, just see what happens, put on weight, try and put on weight and eat heaps for the next few weeks, and see if the results start coming at training. And if it doesn't, you can go back to doing whatever you want to do, but you're never going to know if you don't give it a crack. And we'll also I just said, how come like some people can be like healthy and be tiny? And I used an example of this like African runner, and he was like, she's African, that's what their natural body type are, tiny like that. And you can't make yourself look like that, because he was like, you girls can't make yourself look that way, because that's not what you are, and that's not healthy for your body type. And then it's same goes the other way. Like some of the other, there's like, you know, some really small Kenyan, Ethiopian distance runners are tiny, and then there's some big, powerful built Jamaican women, and it's like, your body's not going to be like theirs either, because that's not your like genetics. You just have to learn to accept and love you. So like, obviously your body's going to be different, and if your body can't be healthy being tiny and lean and shredded, then you can't be tiny and lean and shredded, because you just can't pick how you look over what you love in your sport. And if your body doesn't look like that at its healthiest, then you're going to have to accept what it does look like at its healthiest, and learn to love that instead of trying to stay unhealthy. So that's the biggest thing I've been like lately. I've been like, I'm just going to have to accept that I can't be, you know, ripped or whatever at my healthiest, and just learn to love that. And if I can't, whatever, I'm going to do it anyway, and just keep focusing on what I'm capable of doing and what that can do for me. Like, I could be strong and fit and fast and healthy and have a period, and yeah, so being scared of having body fat is sad, and it's, I mean, I don't know, it's just something that's necessary, so I'm just going to have to accept that. And basically, yes. So another thing that I was explaining before about how if you're going to die anyway, how you look doesn't matter. And you don't want to get to when you're old and be like, I wasted a perfectly healthy body. Like, it'd be a waste to be capable and be very abled and have an injury-free healthy body, and to not utilize that to live a good life instead of, you know, like, I'm so grateful for not having any disabilities, and for being really healthy basically. And I'm not gonna, what a waste to sacrifice that. Some people would look at your body and be like, I wish I could walk, and yet you're choosing to damage yourself because you want to look a certain way. Like, that's not fair. So I'm definitely just changing the perspective of being stuck on how you look. So basically, I wanted to film this to say I'm giving in to my sport and my health, and I've had enough of just obsessing over how I look, and like I'm like, whatever, it's gonna be hard to just like get rid of that. And the first time when I tried to overcome different mental struggles with eating and stuff, I'm like definitely have a different perspective, but this is like just another step basically. And yeah, so I'm gonna just accept getting more body fat and not looking the same. And yes, basically I'm just giving in to my health and my sport. I'm committing to bettering my health and getting a period back and not worrying about body image. And we're going into off-season training, so I'm just trying to focus hard on the training, and I can't get through all of that and get any better if I'm not at a good weight and if I'm not healthy. So I'm just going to be like, my training's more important than how I look. And we're going to be in so many layers in winter that I need to stop trying to look at myself in the mirror. Like, just stop staring at how you look in the mirror and worrying about it, and just think about things that matter and are important. So yeah, I wanted to share this, especially because a lot of people have messaged me asking if I get a period back and commenting on videos like the what I eat in a day. And I just want to explain it and be a good role model, not promoting being under fat or underweight, whatever. But yeah, so giving into my sport and health, and I'm really excited now that I've like made that connection in my mind with how I felt like subconsciously about it all. I've literally felt like it's been so much progress, like just acknowledging it. And I'm literally just like, I'm so ready to not worry about how I look anymore. Like, even in the mirror when I was getting changed the other day, and I was like, bye abs. And before, I'd never been like that before. I've always been like, oh my God, like I'm just scared to not be so lean. I don't want to not be lean. And I just thought, I want to be healthy and fast again and see you later. Like, they can come back one day if I really need that to happen, but I'm not going to. So I was literally just like, this is so much better. I felt so much like my old self, and like the weather's changing. It's like, it suddenly becomes so much more like autumn, and it feels like the beginning of off season, and just like, it's just, you know, like when the weather changes and it feels really nostalgic. And I was like, I just felt so much more like my old self, and I was like so excited to be focused on something that matters to me and not really caring about how I look. Like, obviously I care, but I'm making an effort not to. So I'm going to stop talking now because this video is going to be too long. But yeah, so just put what matters first. No one cares how you look except you, so you're just going to have to decide to change that, or accept that you accept that you can't look a certain way, and be mentally and physically healthy, and just learn to love who you are. Thank you guys for watching.